this is for every one of our sisters who loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that has forgotten who she is. I want to speak to you, but the real you. I don't want to speak to the lipstick, or the color contacts, or the pink hair, or the head bouncing to the iPod, or the cowgirl boots, or the fake nails. I want to speak to you, the real you, your heart and your soul and your mind, about those things buried deep down inside of you that I wish that you could remember. Don't you remember who you are? وَنِسَاءٌ كَاسِيَاتٌ عَارِيَاتٌ مَائِلَاتٌ مُمِلَاتٌ. And women that are kasiyat, they have clothes on, they have fabric on their bodies. Ariyat, but they're naked. They're wearing clothes, but it's as if they're not wearing anything. Their clothes are offering no concealment for them, like the women we see nowadays. Ma'ilat, mumilat, they sway side to side in the way they walk, the way they talk, and the way they interact with the opposite gender. The Prophet ﷺ says, they do not enter Jannah, these two types of people. And they will not even be able to find the fragrance of Jannah. The women that leave the house with the shape of their bodies defined, or their hair shown, or they are perfumed. Every neck that turns, every eye that looks, you share in the sin of the person that committed it. You can be thinking about 1,000,001 things from the moment you leave your house till the moment you return. You can be thinking about school and exams and shopping and email and studying and friends and appointments. You could be upon the bus reading Quran or making dhikr, and you don't even realize it. That guy whose eyes fall on your thigh, or his eyes fall upon your arms, or your neck, or your waist, or your legs, any of this, you get the exact same sin because you made that sin a possibility. You made it available. And it appeared to them before Allah what they never expected. Sins and sins and sins and sins, mountains. Never expected it. Some people will come on the Day of Judgment and this will be their condition. So wallahi, it's not just another sin. Our enemies, the enemies of Allah, the enemies of His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the enemies of the Quran, the enemies of the believing men and women, they tricked the women, Muslim and non-Muslim alike, into selling herself like a piece of flesh on the streets. They brainwashed the woman into thinking that whatever attention she can draw to herself, that means she's liberated. They did it, for example, with the anti-Islam propaganda. They throw a bunch of women on screen with hijab on, and they say this is the definition of oppression, 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 oppression. And something repeated so many times begins to settle in the minds and taken for granted as a reality and as a fact. Add on top of that, as sociologists will tell you, this is not some random guess. Trained specialists and researchers tell you that a woman, when she dresses more provocatively, she gets 14% better wage. The higher the skirt, the higher the pay. The more buttons open on the blouse, the higher the pay. The prettier the hair, the higher the pay. They trick the women into thinking the attention they can grab to what? To feed their perverse desires. They brainwashed women into thinking that was value. And they thought they were liberated. And they finally achieved equality. But I want to say, they might have tricked the women, but not you. Not my sister. Not the slave of Allah. You would not fall for that. You are wiser than that. Sister, my sister, O daughter of Islam. You see, that's who you are. The daughter of Islam. That girl jumping around on screen in the music videos, that's not you. That girl dressed in a business suit, staying late in a private office as someone's secretary, that's not you. That fool on the billboard, that's not you. Sister, O daughter of Islam, become modest. Do not remove the veil. Do not remove the hijab from upon you and then become regretful. Guard your beauty if it's honor that you seek, because the people around you are like wolves on the prowl. Wallahi, it is so true. They killed in you the most beautiful thing about you. Al-haya, modesty. Sister, O you who spends hours in front of the mirror, looking at herself, don't you know that Allah is watching you? And looking at you as you are sitting there, pleased at what you are preparing of the disobedience of Allah? O sister who spends such large sums of money at the salon to give herself the new look for the party, or the streets, or the classroom, or the boardwalk, how much would you pay to fix your look before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Sister, wallahi, I fear for you. How many beautiful girls with beautiful skin got tried with skin cancer? That is so common in females nowadays. How many beautiful girls had to go through a procedure, an agonizing, depressing, grievous procedure, because she's tried with breast cancer? You think these diseases were always so common? Wallahi, they were not. Not in the age of obedience. I fear for you a punishment to come down from Allah. And I fear for you that you don't really think you're going to die. Wallahi, you're going to die. That guy that you turned his neck in the street, wallahi, he will not benefit you when you are on that piece of wood and they are washing your body with that cold water.
And think about it. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you have to think, my ancestor is Khadija. Don't you know who you are, ukhti? You are the children and grandchildren of the Aisha, Fatima radiallahu anhum ajma'een. So you should be proud, wallahi, of who you are. Don't be fooled, ukhti. Could you imagine? The scholars will tell you, for every hair that is shown to a non-mahram is considered a sin. You imagine now if the sister is not muhajjaba. For every hair on her head is counted as a sin. You do how many people have seen you without? Multiply by the days of your life. You do the math. Subhanallah. Don't you see this sister that's walking around, that's wearing the hijab or the niqab, like an angel? Wallahi, I've never had so much respect for women till I've seen a sister wearing a hijab or niqab. Wallahi, she looks like an angel walking down. Ya Allah, subhanaka rabbi. By the izzah. And some now, the Muslim sister says, I don't want to be known, ya akhi. It's a difficult time, different this and different that. Says, you're going against the Quran, ya ukhti. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لِكَيْ يُعْرَفْنَ فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ لِكَيْ يُعْرَفْنَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you wear this so you will be known. You will be known so you will not be harmed. How could you be known? I am not that type of a girl. That's a declaration. I'm a Muslim woman. Don't mess with me. Where is the pearl come from? The beauty of the pearl is inside the shell. The shell may not look that beautiful, but what's inside that counts. That is the beauty of the woman in Muslims. As the Muslim woman, the beauty of your ukhti is who you truly are, what you're created for, the reason that is inside your heart. The beauty under the hijab, not the outside, the fake, but the beauty, the one that worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi ula. No matter what, you actually admire and respect that sister. The sister that will be with you in heaven, inshallah.